Hello and thanks for joining School of the American Rifle. Today's video is a partial update video about our Ruger Secret Shopper series. This is our 7 rifles we have right here. Don't pay attention to the IWI shotgun sitting there. It just happens to be laying next to the rifles. But I spoke to Ruger at SHOT Show. They were aware of the Secret Shopper series videos. They did tell me to reach out to them after SHOT Show. I did via the contact I spoke to, and I haven't heard anything back. So instead of delaying this series anymore, we're going to move along and get these things up to spec, up to par, whatever you want to say. But I'm going to make them how I would want to have them if they were my own guns. So if you're interested in getting one of these, you'll have to search around. Maybe you can look on a website and you'll see them. But before we move on to the next series, these got to go. So we're going to show you in part 4 of what we're going to do to these to bring them up to standard, the modifications that I'm going to do to them, the parts that I'm going to change. But to do that, we have to pick components, manufacturers. So I spoke to a couple manufacturers at SHOT Show of rifles and components, and Microbest, Outer Wild Manufacturing, and Sons of Liberty all offered to replace the bolt carriers in these rifles, and at no charge. Now, of course, they're getting some advertising out of this. Since Sons of Liberty was the first one to make the offer, I wanted to give them the opportunity to take the first grab at it. So I spoke to Mike, who I am friends with from Sons of Liberty Gunworks. Mike Mahowski is one of the owners. And they donated bolt carrier groups to get these 7 Ruger rifles up to par. Now, full disclosure, like I said, I am friends with Mike. That doesn't mean that these bolt carriers are going to get a glowing review. I'm going to inspect them. We're going to do a physical on these things, just like we would any other bolt carrier. So they not only sent 7, they sent some extras in case we had some problems. These are not in the original manufacturing packaging. So could these have been cherry-picked? Maybe. But my experience with Sons of Liberty bolt carrier groups, regardless of my personal relationship with some of the people there, has been positive. It doesn't mean that these are all going to be perfect, but it was pretty awesome to them to offer these. They didn't just offer bolt carrier groups, though. Sons of Liberty sent H2 buffers, they sent crush washers, and not only did they send hammers that I needed, but they sent MP3 hammers, and they sent the whole fire control group. So these 7 Rugers are going to get MP3 fire control groups. Beyond that, I needed to replace some springs in these, so my friend Alan Duggar from Sprinco, he's the owner of Sprinco, sent some blue chrome silicone buffer springs, sent some hammer springs, and sent some chrome silicone ejector and extractor springs. Now, we don't need to use these for this particular series because Sons of Liberty come with Sprinco ejector and extractor springs from the factory. So we'll save these for another future Secret Shopper series, but pretty awesome for Sons of Liberty and the other companies to offer to do this, because not only is this to give us a chance to get these up and running sooner, but it keeps the cost of these down. So when we have to move these things, instead of having to purchase bolt carriers from whatever manufacturer, these come at no cost. So it'll keep the cost of these things down so we can get them moved, and we can move on to the next rifles, which will be Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 3s. So this is not the final video. Part 4 is coming up, but you're going to see a quick physical of these various bolt carrier groups. You're going to see the components we're going to put in. You're going to see the modifications and changes we're going to make to these Rugers before we call them good to go. And then we're going to move on to the next series. I'm not sure how long it'll take us to acquire the 7 Smith & Wessons, but it shouldn't be that long. We do have to move the Rugers first, so if you're interested, you're going to have to use your internet brain, search around, figure out where you can pick one up. But as always, I hope you found this video interesting and partially educational, and thanks for watching.